Want to welcome y'all back to the Cream of the Crop Fantasy League Draft Recap for the 2019-2020 Fantasy Basketball League. This edition is going to be the Pretenders and Contenders once again. We're going to go over everybody's team from the draft. I got my panelists on here. I got Ern in the building. What's good?
Ain't nothing. What's happening with you, Nux? What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up, Ern?
Ern is Monstars, right? Or the Lord of the Rings on this.
The rings on. It depends on what league you're talking. But you could both.
All right, we got Vel's Dreamers over here. Lavelle, what's good?
What's good, bro?
Oh, that's the man that didn't want to take Capella for me for the third. Okay, nice to meet you, brother.
Hold on. I got to give an introduction. Is the champ in the building?
The champ's here.
The champ's in the building.
I'm still in shadow.
Oh, that's now. See, I'm meeting Lavelle for the first time, but this is the first time I've been in league with Lavelle. But Uncle B, stop that gorilla mentality, man. Like we can get a deal done. You ain't got to be a gorilla about it. Like we ain't in the streets. We ain't in the streets no more.
Send it over.
All day.
Because I don't like my team this year. Send anything you want.
Hey, look, man.
I'm coming off a win, yo.
Huh?
You coming off a win?
I'm coming off a win, but my squad this year is a little whack. I don't like it.
Well, we might as well get into that team then, since you want to put yourself out there.
Yeah, put it out there.
We gonna go into your squad, all right? Let me pull it up.
Are you saying you got a pretender team?
Not a pretender. It's a contender, but it's not a championship contender. How about that? It's a contender. I will make the playoffs, but I don't think it's a championship squad yet. That's
a contender to me is if you make the playoffs, you got a shot.
Yeah. Okay.
You always got a shot. You make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real game don't start till you make the playoffs. Team. That's why cats like. Hey, look. That's why cats like Easy Money. Excuse me.
Hold up. We're gonna get into that.
Jones. That's why they never got a shot because they bubble teams when they come to playoffs. As long as you make the playoffs, you're good.
Dude.
All right, look. Let's go into the.
I'm new to the league. Go ahead, Fred. You got it.
To the reigning defending champion, Uncle Drew's crew. Best guards in the game. I must say that we got Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Vucevic, DeAndre Ayton, Hassan Whiteside, Gallinari, Otto Porter, Marc Gasol, Joe Harris. What's the boy name? Kevin
Hooter.
Hooter. Yeah, Hooter. Yeah.
Kelly Olynyk and Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, that's a solid squad.
It's a playoff squad, but I'm just unhappy to my standards.
Look like Ern dropped off, but
he dropped off.
I mean, I could take this one first. Oh, there go Ern.
That shit with this.
Ern, you back on?
Yeah, I'm back on. I had to get on my girl phone.
Yeah, I seen.
Okay. All right. So look,
her phone.
Yeah, my phone is.
Ain't nobody asking for your input.
It's way better than yours.
I'm about to roll up. Why do you think I sat in the car? I'm about to roll up the window.
Honey.
I'm rolling up the window.
Bye. Baby.
Bye. See you later.
Oh my God.
Yo, so Pete, I say this team is a contender, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Now, who we talking about? Kyrie, I had to take a pause real quick. Excuse me. Who we talking about?
It's the reigning champs, Uncle Drew's crew.
Okay,
Did you hear the roster? You want me to read it again?
Are we no? But are we in? I can look at it.
I don't hear Ern at
Are
all.
we in the fantasy? Are we in the keeper league? Or are we in the rotisserie league?
Yeah,
Dynasty
league.
Dynasty.
Keeper. Okay. I'm with you.
So I say it's a contender based off of you got Lillard, Kyrie, Westbrook. Anytime you got those type of guards, you're in contention for anything. You know what I mean? Your bigs is solid. You got Ayton, Whiteside, Vucevic. You know what I mean? Marc Gasol. You paired that up with let me see.
You got
Gallinari.
Vucevic.
I think he's gonna ball out. Yeah, Gallo. Yep.
He balled for me last year.
Yeah, so I think you're a contender. And plus, I know you're you're willing to make deals and shake it up. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you don't like your draft, you always going to fix that problem anyway.
That's it.
So I go with contender. What you say, Ern?
I say contender all day long. This league has for the last 2-3 years have been real competitive. I say it's kind of not necessarily wide open, but I say it's not wide open because I think there's only a good 4 to 6 teams that can actually win it all. But at the end of the day, there's 6 teams guaranteed to go to the playoffs. And like you just said a minute ago, I reiterated, Fred, that if you're a playoff squad, once you get there, anything can happen.
Exactly.
So you're always a contender when you're able to make the playoffs. You got to make it to the dance to be able to dance. So, you know what I mean? This is definitely a dance team. That guard play is heavy.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
I
how you
said
got all
that
them
guard
guards.
play is heavy. That guard play is heavy. You got definitely some bigs with Ayton and Vucevic to be dealt with. Anytime you can make it to the dance, it's any man's game. So that's the key to this long NBA season is to make it to the dance. And it's definitely one of them teams that's going to the dance. So it's a contender to me.
What you think? What you think, Val?
I definitely like the squad, man. I mean, like you said off the top, those 3 guards, that they're gonna carry the load. And then his bigs, he got solid bigs. So I mean, I think top to bottom, he's solid all the way around. I don't know why Unc don't like this team.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know
either.
what he had last year, but
But he
don't
won the
know.
chip last year. So I mean,
Exactly. So how do you want? Like, I don't get it.
So
you know?
that leading into that, what you think, man? You got the last word on your squad.
It is a contender, but it's just not the monster I had last year. So I'm a little disappointed.
Well, I'll be honest with you, for real. Let's talk truth in the matter. You had a good contending team going into last year, and you got a couple trades that fell in your lap that wasn't supposed to happen.
Did y'all hear me?
Yeah, what you say?
No, I was saying it is a contender, but it's just not the monster I had last year.
Yeah, well, I was
heard
saying that last year you had a contender coming in, and then you had a couple trades that went in your favor. You can't hear me?
I can hear
you. Hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, I was
I
gonna
just
say
can't hear Ern, that's all.
You had a contender coming in last year, and you made a couple of trades through the course of the season that put you over the top. So that's why I think you don't see the monster that you had last year, because that them couple of trades, he says it best. Like, I know y'all go back and forth, but he says all the time, man. Unc last year came at you in waves. Like, his 3rd or 4th best guy in certain positions would have been somebody's starters on other teams. So you was coming at cats with waves, and it's hard to copy that. It's hard, especially when you got to dump other guys. When you keep 5 and you have to dump guys back out there, it's hard to copy that when you're able to come at cats with just waves. Like, when you think you got him on the first wave, he coming at you with the 2nd and 3rd wave. You had that last year. Nobody is able to sustain that. So you just starting from scratch again, as far as how I see.
All right, so the general consensus is contender.
Yeah, contender all day, contender.
All right, let's go into we're gonna go into let me see. I'm gonna wait for Jones. I'm trying to, but I'm gonna go into Ryan's team. Ryan said that he's feeling himself. So let's see if he got a contender from the panel or not. Let me I'm gonna read off the squad for y'all real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Ben Simmons, John Collins, Porzingis, Jason Tatum, Kevin Love, Miles Bridges, Dwayne Dedman, Kevin Looney, Landry Shamet, Danny Green, and he's sitting on John Wall, I guess, for the season.
And Jaren Grant.
You got him?
Yeah, he got Grant. He picked him up today because he put Wall in the IR. For me, ain't too much to be said. Ryan ain't got enough scoring. Not enough scoring.
He ain't got enough scoring.
Not enough scoring.
Do you think he got an all-around team that can contend, or you think what you think? Pretender, contender?
I I think he's got enough talent to make it in the 7th, 8th seed of the playoff picture, but he ain't got enough talent to make it out the first round.
Got you. So he can make the playoffs, but you don't think he's gonna go any further than the first.
No further than that. No further than that.
So you saying that Aaron's saying that pretty much Ryan lacks the scoring. You don't think Tatum might take the leap or Porzingis? That's not enough.
I just look at other guys in the league, and I look at the league and how it's shaped up. A lot of teams have 3 or 4 20-point guys a night. When I look at his team, I don't see 3 or 4 20-point guys. So to me, that's not enough. Maybe you might get a lucky matchup where you might beat your first round opponent, but you're not going to make it definitely out the second round. But I don't see enough. I mean, Ben Simmons is a stretch for a 20-point scorer to me till he get a jump shot.
It looks like
He got a jump shot.
Drew Holiday could be a 20-point scorer for you. Tatum's going to be on the bubble for 20. Collins would be 20. Porzingis, he'll be probably around 18 to 20. But can you rely on them guys? I don't see no big pop-off guys for you.
Got you.
I don't see no guys that go out there and get you 30 or 40 when you need it. And that's what's going to hold him back. He don't have no high ceiling guys.
All right, what you think?
If Porzingis is not on load management, it's a contender. But if he is on load management, he's a pretender. It's all on Porzingis.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Because it's all on Porzingis. I mean, if he plays every other game, then his squad is whack.
Damn, what makes it whack? He got Ben, he got Drew.
I don't care.
If he has not enough.
Okay, I'm just asking.
To me, I think Porzingis swings that squad.
Got you.
He turns it from a monster to just a
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that sentiment. I'm with you on that sentiment.
Hey Val, what you think, man? Right now it's looking like two pretenders or one contender, one pretender. Which one?
Two pretenders.
Two pretenders. Okay, dang. Okay.
I'm gonna stand fast on that and say 2 pretenders.
All right, Val.
I'm thinking like they're gonna be all right though. I think Porzingis plays this year. They let him sit the whole year, so he's gonna be ready to go. I think that squad gonna be right. I think Tatum will take a leap. He's got Drew Holiday. He got some pieces, man. So I like the spot. So I think it's a contender.
But this is my thing though. I think that's why I said I think he's a 7th or 8th seed coming into the playoffs. Definitely, I think he makes the playoffs. But my thing is when you have to go and when you're entering the playoffs and you have to go up against an AD, to a Cat, or you have to go up against a Devin Booker, or you have to go up against Paul George or James Harden. Who do you have to combat that?
Well, you got Drew Holiday for one. I mean, I look at him.
Nah, Drew ain't combating that. Drew ain't combating that. Drew is a nice second. Drew ain't a first. Drew's not a first.
He's gonna be a first this year. You watch him.
No. Did you watch that game last night?
What? He's gonna trust me, Drew. If he wanted to, and they said they really want him to be that guy, he's gonna have
no. But this one, this is what I'm saying. Though, going into a match with you, and and we look at Friday or Saturday, and it's coming down to the wire, and I got 40 on your head. Do you think Drew the Holiday is going to back that 40?
I think. I mean, AD. I can't say that. I mean, come on. That's not fair though.
That's the point I'm.
Because I mean, players you're gonna put up against AD.
No. I mean, it don't matter. Harden, AD, Steph, Cat, LeBron. I mean, we're talking about when it comes down to the number one guy. When you need somebody to bring it home for Jerome, and I'm in the matchup with you in the first round of playoffs, and I got Paul George, I got Bradley Beal, and they go out there and drop 40 on your head. Am I scared of Drew Holiday coming back and matching that?
Right, I got you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, so you think it's a contender, Lavelle?
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I still think, I think once we start reading all these other teams, you'll probably think he's more of on the contender side for what he got. I mean, my thing is if he's going against like some of the top teams in the playoffs, like you got Drew Holiday, Ben Simmons, Tatum, John Collins, Porzingis, you're asking a lot.
Let's talk about Jones.
You know
Hold
what
on,
I'm saying?
Fred. The
That's what I was
piggyback on
saying.
what you saying.
Like if Porzingis
Let
don't perform or
Fred.
he's out
The piggyback on what
a
you're saying.
game,
Let's say
every
he's
other
in the
game in the
first round
playoffs,
matchup
that's why I
with
can
Drew
start saying
Holiday
if
and
he
Ben
even gets
Simmons,
to the playoffs.
and he's playing Jones, and Jones got Harden and Greek Freak. Who you think is winning that matchup?
It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to depth. But if it's a close matchup, Harden and Greek Freak's gonna take you over the top.
That's what I'm saying. He don't have enough to stay in contention because he don't have the
He
guys that
should.
can match the quality of play. I'm not taking nothing from Drew Holiday. I love Drew Holiday. I'm not taking nothing from Porzingis. I'm not taking nothing from Ben Simmons. But when it comes down to the come down, if you need a guy to bring it home for you, he don't have nobody on his team that's a bring it home type.
Yeah, I think for me, the only thing that I'm kind of like on the fence with is his bigs. Like he got boomer bust guys. Like I think John Collins is as solid as they come. I think he's legit 20 and 10. Like you said, Porzingis is definitely the X factor as far as like bigs and just a superstar. But like Kevin Love, I don't trust. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a good. You know, he got Kevin Love pretty late in the draft. That was a good value, but I don't want no parts of Kevin Love. You know what I
Yeah, I'm
mean?
doing the podcast.
Um, I don't know about the Wayne Dedman, and I don't really know too much about Kevin Looney. So I think like it's not only that. I think if he got to match up with somebody's bigs in the league, like somebody that got strong bigs, he still
if he
might.
got to see a DK, if he
Yeah,
got to
yeah, it's gonna be a problem. But I mean, you know, styles make fights. So certain matchups he could win, man. He still got Ben Simmons on the come up. He got pieces. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of
I think he a playoff team. I just don't know how deep he could go with that roster.
Got you. You just don't think he can win a chip.
Exactly.
Okay.
He a playoff squad. He's
not.
definitely a playoff squad, but I don't know if he could win a chip with that.
So we got split decision. Two contenders. Two pretenders. Maybe Jones can be the tiebreaker, but we're gonna move on.
Okay.
Let's see. Anybody got any special requests? Let's get into Dedro's team. Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop.
Let me look at that squad. Let me look at that squad.
I'm gonna read off the names.
Okay.
All right, let's start. Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Miles Turner, Andrew Wiggins, Brandon Ingram, Malcolm Brogdon, Steven Adams, Colin Sexton, Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, Tim Hardaway, Mo Bamba, and he got Kevin Durant on his bench.
Well, we can X out KD. You might as well not even say that name.
Yeah. What you think? What you think? Start it off. Unc.
He's down the line just like the last squad. He could be either or, man. I'm down the middle with that. I can't call either way, but I'm leaning towards pretender.
Okay. What you think? What you think? Hold on. Let me take this. I'm gonna take this pretender out real quick. Hold on. I think we got Jones in the building.
What up?
What's going on? All right, you just in time.
I tell you what's good. You need to trade Harden. That's what's good.
What's your name?
Set Harden free. Set Harden
free. You see my name? The Bearded Freaks.
Set Harden free.
The Bearded Freaks. Is no Bearded Freaks without Harden. I'm sorry, Fred. Go ahead.
All right, yo, that's Jones.
Someone was cursing at me, man.
Jones in
he
the
was
building.
cursing at
me. The Bearded Freaks is in the building. All right, we're going into Dedro's team as far as is it a contender or a pretender?
That pizza head.
So
pretender.
You took the pizza head?
Say contender. Pretender.
No, pretender.
Pretender.
I gave you one.
No, I gotta check his team out.
All right, I'm gonna read it off again. Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Miles Turner, Andrew Wiggins, Brandon Ingram, Malcolm Brogdon, Steven Adams, Colin Sexton, Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Mo Bamba.
That's the only secret I had. That's why I say you
What
should
you what you think?
I
Don't
think
say the pretender.
He don't who you talking to? Me?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say a
go ahead,
pretender,
Joe.
man. I'm gonna say a pretender just for the simple fact that he has a lot of starters on there that's like the fourth option. Like I want to say like 3 of his players. Then he got a hurt player. He kept AD. He don't struggle, man, to make the playoffs. He got to stay healthy. So I don't believe he don't stay healthy. So I'm gonna say a pretender.
Val, what you think?
Y'all rough, man. I'm trying to figure out what I got myself into. Boy, y'all some hard judges, man. I'm just saying, y'all some hard judges out here, man.
Is he a pretender or contender? Which one?
I'm gonna go with contender, man.
Contender?
Yeah, he got.
He knew, bro. He knew.
Next.
I'm gonna say.
Okay, cut your mic off, Val.
I'm gonna say.
Hold on. Let's be fair. Val,
you need this, bro.
Val, why you think it's a contender?
I mean, you got AD leading the charge, right?
That's not enough.
Look, that's not enough.
All right. What you think, Ern? Then I'm gonna give my thoughts.
I'm gonna say I would agree with Jones because I'm gonna say that he got. I've learned to try to gauge it like I'm doing fantasy football. So if I look at it like fantasy football, when I look at his squad, he's got a boom or bust team. CP3 could be boom or bust. He could give you great games or he could give you some low games. He could not play at all. Tim Hardaway Jr. could either give you 2 points or he could give you 30 points. Brandon Ingram, he's going to be a X factor this year as far as what he could bring on a consistent basis. Andrew Wiggins is going to bring you 20, but what else is he doing for you? Ant Davis is going to be steady and consistent. Miles Turner, you never know what he's going to bring you. He's boom or bust. Steven Adams could be boom or bust. Steven Adams might get traded this year. Colin Sexton with the boy Garland there. You still got Clarkson and a couple of other pieces that was there. He could be boom or bust. I've been an Eric Gordon owner for the last 3 seasons. Eric Gordon can hurt you, or Eric Gordon can help you. He's boom or bust. Reggie Jackson with Derrick Rose there could be boom or bust. Malcolm Brogdon, we don't know what Indiana's going to be because Indiana done changed so many pieces. So he's got guys that if they're all playing great, he could be a tough out. But if they all playing bad, it could be real bad. So I'll leave it at that.
Pretender. So that's what you say.
Pretty much.
All right. Let me get into this. It don't matter if he boom or bust. He's a pretender. I'm gonna tell you why. He has a bunch of empty stat guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Wiggins, empty stat score. Eric Gordon, empty stat score. Reggie Jackson, empty stat. Tim Hardaway, empty stats. Mo Bamba's not even starting. So if your best 2 bigs is Steven Adams and Miles Turner, you in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis, but that's it. That's the only guy that I fear on this team. I don't fear nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he has a team I think he has a typical Dedro team where Dedro always builds scores. But he doesn't get the scores that do everything else. Like he gets the scores that straight score, but don't bring nothing else to the table.
He don't think about the back end. He don't think about the back end.
Exactly. So he might outscore everybody in the league any given week, but that's only one category. I think he might lose still 7-4 to a lot of teams just off the fact that he has 4 strong categories, and that's based around scoring.
Yeah.
And blocks. I give him blocks too because he got Anthony Davis and Miles Turner. But I mean, I could see him getting beat 7-4 every week.
Yeah,
unless he's playing. I'm sorry. I gotta put this. Unless he's playing easy money or C's. C's, you my boy, but you in the project mode right now, man. Speaking of that, let's go on to C's team.
Let's go on to C's.
C's Child's project. So we already know. That's all you need to know.
Well, first of all, I feel disrespect that he even named his name that after power when his team ain't got no power. So, but continue on.
All right, we got Zion Williamson, Kemba Walker, Eric Bledsoe, R.J. Barrett, Laurie Markkinen, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Wendell Carter Jr., JaVale McGee, Goran Dragic, Joe Ingles, Cody Zeller, and DeAndre Hunter.
That's hard.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead. Oh.
That's hard, man. I mean, he'll be all right next year, but the year after that, after he get rid of Dragic, but other than that, that's a straight pretender. No fence on that.
Did he draft that?
Yeah, he drafted it. I was on there. He drafted it.
I asked, can I get a loan to pay that $100? I asked for a waiver. I didn't want to pay that.
Oh man, damn. Lavelle, what you think? You laughing, man? What you think? What you think of that squad?
They just too young.
Be real. Be real.
They young. They too young.
What you said last night, bro? Say what you said.
He need to pay his league fees and food stamps.
Is it a pretender or contender?
That's a pretender, definitely.
It's a pretender.
Yeah.
All right.
They too young in the game, man.
Jones, what you think?
That's an easy win. That's barbecue chicken. Nah. Well, he knows what he's doing. He's moving young talent. I think honestly he has like a real life Bull team. They got good talent, but they're just not there yet. So yeah, he's not gonna make the playoffs.
All right, what you think? What you think, Aaron?
I would say that because it's a keeper league, he's got guys that you want that you can build with. So maybe if he keep his core strong, 3 years, 3 seasons from now, he'll be a contender. But right now, at this very moment, he's a pretender.
Okay, so he has a contender in the making team, but right now, it's just too young. Like it's like he's in the trust the process mode right now.
Yeah, too young, too young, too early.
Yeah, I think he knew what he was doing as far as going young. I mean, he got Zion Williamson, who's going to be an attraction. You know, R.J. Barrett didn't look too shabby.
I think Barrett will be an asset too 3 seasons from now.
And then, I mean, Markin is nice. You know what I'm saying? Kemba's good. Jamal Murray is solid. You know what I mean? Wendell Carter Jr. is cool if he can stay healthy.
His top 4 or 5, Fred, is actually good. Yeah. When you look at his top 4 or 5 players, they're good, and that's nice pieces to build around. He just don't have the pieces behind that to make an actual run right now.
Yeah, I mean,
he don't have the get.
Like if we talking about this year, I can't see him like really doing much. I mean,
no, not this year. No, not
because like Cody Zeller, JaVale McGee, Wendell Carter Jr., and then you got Laurie Markkinen as your bigs. That's tough. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going against a team that's strong in the bigs department. But I mean, I say right now he got a pretender, but that's only because his team's too young.
Yeah, he got a contender in the making, but not yet.
So right now his pretender status for this year.
Hey, all right, Steve, this is for y'all, man. Y'all need this.
Hey, take a drink from me. I'm gonna take a drink of this tequila for you, Jones.
All right. Hey, right back at you, bro.
All right, let's
you need that tequila.
Let's go ahead and get into Jones. We're gonna get into his team, Jones. All right.
Elite. I'm an elite.
The bearded freaks. Y'all ready?
Somebody took it out.
All right, the bearded freaks. We got James Harden, Giannis, Rudy Gobert, DeJounte Murray, Sabonis, Spencer Dinwiddie, Thomas Bryant, Karis LeVert, Gary Harris, Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Derek White, and Anthony Simmons. What you think? What you think, Ern?
I'll say that Jones, for years you have been super stingy with breaking up that Giannis Harden duo. For many years, I thought maybe you could take one of them assets and get some depth, because I thought your drafts were a little weak in prior years. I will say that this year, might have been one of your better drafts that I've ever seen. You put some nice pieces around them guys. Um, I'm not sure at the end of the day if that's a true chip team or not, but you've always been a playoff team, so I don't expect no less this coming season. I'm a little bit questionable with your Spurs duo. I don't necessarily like that duo, but it is what it is. Maybe he took best available guy, whatever the case may be. But he's definitely not a pretender.
What you think, Unc?
He's a contender, but he ain't win no chip. He ain't be my squad.
Damn. All right, just like that. All right, Vel. What you think? What you think, Vel? What you think, Vel? Yo, I can't hear you.
I see him, but I don't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
Me either.
You on mute?
Yeah, he's on mute. You can see
I
in this
put him
corner
on
of his screen.
Hey, yo, Val, it's on you, Val. It's on
He's
you.
on mute. There you
Okay,
go.
I'm back.
You back?
Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's definitely a contender. I like the squad. He got two of my favorite players on there. Again, I'm new to this league, so I don't really know what was going on years prior, but definitely a contender team.
Okay.
Well, one thing I can say, bro, and let me intervene in this. There's been 5 GMs that have been consistent year after year as far as making the playoffs, and I could definitely say Jones is one of them. So no year coming into a season, I ever think that Jones is not a contender because he's always going to be in the playoffs. And I could give you that much. He's always in the playoffs. He's always going to make a push. He's always one of the top 4 or 5 seeds in the league. So with that being said, you know what I mean, it just comes down to the rest of the everything else after that. And a lot of it comes with luck sometimes, but he's always right there in the thick of things.
But is it really about being the contender or is it about being the winner?
Hey, you got to be a contender to be a winner.
My thing is, if you can make it to the playoffs, you're a contender.
Yeah, you got to make it to the playoffs to even. You got to get in the dance to be able to dance.
Contender.
Yeah.
If I finish second seed,
Yeah.
Val, you see how I feel not making the playoffs this year, bro? You hear me, Val? I said, Val, you see how I feel not making the playoffs this league.
All right, I let me get my analysis of the squad real quick. Yeah, I think anytime you got Harden and Giannis, you're automatically like putting yourself up there. However, I think this year you really did build around them in the draft, like better than what you did like before, because you put the pieces together. Like you got Rudy Gobert, so you came in, kind of shorthanded with the bigs, but then you backed it up in the draft by getting, Sabonis. That's a double machine. Thomas Bryant's going to surprise a lot of people this year. So I think you put the right pieces. Bobby Portis is he's going to be 15-8 no matter what. I like the Murray pick. You got, Karis LeVert, you got Gary Harris. Yeah, I think it's a contender. I mean, every year your team always finished in the top 3, top 4. So you can't not put you in the contender. So
you know what the thing about Jones's teams in years past is that Jones always had too many. He would have Harden and Giannis, and I always felt he put too much pressure on them because he would lack scoring and get too many back end guys. This year he doubled up on his scoring, and he still kept some of them other pieces that can make him formidable on the back end. That's why I like his team this year.
Yeah, I think he definitely got a contender this year. Would you got the last words, Jones, on your squad?
First and foremost, thank you. And Ern, I appreciate that, man. Because I can say, like, going into other drafts where I lacked that was the point guard. And I told Fred I was focusing on the point guard. And I didn't think nobody was taking because all of their point guards, you've noticed this draft was snatched up early. And nobody looked at him. I feel like he could be one of my keepers to pair up with Harden moving forward.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
you
back.
definitely did your thing this draft, man. That's always been my thing with you. Is like, you like when you come in, like Fred said, with Harden and Giannis, you always got a problem on your hands coming in with that. But I always thought that you lacked the depth behind them. And this year, you came in and you looked more focused. You looked like you was on a mission, and I think you completed that mission. Now the season has to play out for what it is, but you did your thing on draft night.
I appreciate it.
And
I
these are
think
all.
last year, can I just chime in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think last year I did my thing, me personally, in drafting. I just had too many injuries along the way, so I had to maneuver my team.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion from last year.
Yeah, well, and I'll give you that. I just thought last year you didn't need certain guys like the Marcus Smarts of the world and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I thought you took certain guys that you really didn't need because you already had that covered. So you was kind of like you was going above and beyond to cover certain categories that you didn't have to. You know what I mean? But this year you made it a focus to balance it out a little bit better, and I think y'all came off a whole lot better.
I agree with that.
All right. So we got another contender in the building. All right, we're gonna go into Val's Dreamers. I'm gonna read off the squad real quick.
Val, before I even go, bro.
we got Steph Curry, LeBron James, LaMarcus Aldridge, Al Horford, Josh Richardson, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, Justice Winslow, Paul Millsap, Will Barton, Torian Prince, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish. Aaron, what you think?
Name that team again.
We got Steph Curry, LeBron James, LaMarcus Aldridge, Al Horford, Josh Richardson, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, Justice Winslow, Paul Millsap, Will Barton, Torian Prince, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish.
Okay. LeBron and Steph, what can you say? And you throwing splash in LA with that, which is the same team that Trez has. Trez didn't know how to draft around that team, so but he's no longer in the league right now. That team is a contender because he's got the pieces that are gonna make them contenders regardless. If you mess this up, there's something wrong with you. Because it's real hard to mess this squad up. I mean, you already coming in with some dominant forces. It's just how you build around it. I like the core. I like the some of the back end pieces on the squad. Maybe a couple waiver picks or not. You talking about the chip team possibly, but at the end of the day, it's still a playoff team. So.
What you think, Unc?
Definitely a contender. He did great for his first year.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Jones, what you think? Jones.
I'm torn, Bill. And the reason why I say that is hold on.
Yeah, I hear you.
That Grey Goose got to him.
Can you hear me? I'm torn, Bill. Nah, I was actually looking at I was looking at his team, and I guess it won't work. But I'm torn. I think you right there. So at the end of me talking, I'm gonna tell you if I think. I think your first five is awesome. You know what I'm saying? I think it's your back end guys that you really don't know what they're going to do, like the Horfords. You really don't know what he's going to do alongside Embiid. I know when Embiid's out, he's going to ball. If somebody else, I think you're going to make moves. With that being said, you're going to make some key moves. I like what you did. I think you'll be a contender. If you don't make no moves, you won't be a contender. But trying to say, knowing who your pedigree is, contender. I think you did a great job building around this team, and I think you'll make the right moves to get in the playoffs. And based on those other teams that we know have no, like, see, he's not making the playoffs. Like, that's one less person right here.
And neither is easy money. Let's keep that straight.
Yeah, we'll
easy money.
We'll get to that.
Two.
I think Val. I think you got a contender. What's up, Jones? You still
so you're three.
Now
Oh
you
no, I'm
kind of
done.
breaking up.
Contender.
Okay.
Or my fault.
Now
Contender.
I think Vel got a contender. I think he's a couple pieces away from being a serious threat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
he's
That's
definitely a
my assessment.
playoff team, but I think if he make like a couple moves, like Cam Reddish is for the future. So if you want to hold on to him, then you got to figure out what you're going to do with the Torian Princes, the Will Bartons, the Derrick Roses. You got to make sure that they perform if you're going to hold on to Cam. You know what I'm saying? But those are the people I wouldn't be patient on. Like I'll be patient with Cam because I think he has a high upside. But like, say for instance, if Torian Prince come out the gate a little slow, get rid of him. If Will Barton come out the gate, get hurt, get rid of him. You know what I mean? It's a lot of talent still in the waivers that you could probably pick up to make your team a threat. But like, to me, I think it's a contender. You did good. What's up? You said timeout?
No, I just want to ask a question. I didn't know we was assistant coaching on live feed.
Who? Aren't you the coach?
I heard assistant coaching. Y'all getting paid? I'm just saying.
Nah. I was just saying.
I ain't saying nothing else. I'm just speaking for the people. I'm for the people.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna shut up with that, man. I'm gonna say you're a contender.
Appreciate
Contender all day. Contender all day.
All right,
am I wrong?
Hey,
was I wrong?
I shut right up though. You see, I kept it moving. All right, we got Mr. Wincourt.
Do we actually have to talk about his team?
Just let me run down the roster. That's it.
I just want to know if we gotta actually talk about them.
We all gonna say the same.
All right, so look, we could do a speed analysis.
I mean, I ain't rushing it. I'm just saying I don't know if he's worthy of talking about.
Go ahead and rush it.
He's not worthy of talking about. That's all I'm saying.
All right, just let me put my 2 cents in, and then
we gotta.
Well, run down the team. No, keep the format. Run down the team. Run down the team.
The highlight though, man. We
got.
Let
me run down the squad, and then
all right, run down the team at least.
What I liked about this draft because he's a pretender. He did make up for what he had. So John Morant, D'Angelo Russell, to me that was his best picks. Brook Lopez, Victor Oladipo, Zach LaVine, Jonas Valanciunas, Harrison Barnes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaylen Brown, OG and Anunoby, Evan Fournier, Klay Thompson, and Zubac. So
Can I speak first? Can I speak first?
Go ahead.
The only thing I'm going to say is if you was going to keep all those hurt guys, and those are superstars, Klay Thompson, Oladipo, all those guys are superstars. But if you're going to keep all those hurt guys, you got to put a better core around them to at least survive this season. Now, maybe you might be looking towards the future, but as far as right now, if you get 3 wins this season, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I think he did the best he could for what he got. Like he was pretty much dealt the bad hand to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I think the first 2 picks by him taking John Morant, you got a point guard for the future. Then you follow that up with D'Angelo Russell. Like that was solid. You know what I mean? And he picked up Klay Thompson, which if you know you're not going to win at all, then why not? You know what I mean? Yeah. So now next year he can go into the team into the season with a lot more options. He just
my thing is
he just doesn't.
He's looking at a 3 to 5 year process. That's my thing.
No, I'm not losing no more. Like
look. So look, if
who is it gonna be? Like, look at the elites of the league. Like, seriously, look at these teams. He has to. Unless he make deals. You understand what I'm saying?
Unless you make deals, you're looking at a 3 to 5 year process.
But look, wasn't a 3 to 5 year process.
Fell into some major super deals that ain't going to happen for most cats.
It's not even that. Because if you look at Unk's first year, Unk's team was almost similar to this. Like, he didn't have any. He was one of the worst teams in the league. But guess what? He collected young pieces and then traded them off and got the squad that he got coming in. So that was just smart GMing. That's what I'm worried about Russ. I think Russ is going to be a little too stubborn with the squad that he has, and it's going to, kick him in his ass next year.
He got the piece.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, just imagine if he paired up D'Angelo Russell and Zach
I'm gonna
LaVine
say it like
next
this.
year and got
He's a pretender. He's a pretender. He's going to be a pretender for the next 2 seasons.
But I think he has one of the best dynasty teams out there, though.
No, he don't. No, he don't. No, he don't. Stop.
Has
No, I
young
don't believe that.
talent.
I don't believe that.
No.
I don't believe that.
What young
I don't
talent
believe that.
makes him the best?
Okay.
Just tell me, John Morant.
He's on ball, man. He's on ball.
That's one guy, though. That's one guy.
John Morant's going to ball, right? But so is De'Aaron Fox.
That's one guy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're putting him out there, like Zach LaVine, are you putting Zach LaVine in the same category as Harden? You putting Zach LaVine in the same category as Greek Freak? Same category as Luka? Same category as Damian Lillard? No.
I feel you.
D'Angelo Russell is who he is.
Devin Booker? You putting him in the same category as Devin Booker? You're not putting him in the same category as Devin Booker.
Oh, man, y'all right.
No, not about right, wrong. What we're saying is, I don't see it. You might be right. Jones, you might come back 2 years from now and say, you know what, I told y'all, but guess what? For right now, where I stand, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I respect that.
His bigs is Jonas Valanciunas, Brooke Lopez, and Zubac.
Yeah, he don't struggle. He don't got enough. Brooke don't even rebound like that. He's just shooter.
So I mean, this is
He give you 3 points and block. That's what Brooke give you. 3 points and block.
I'm not even gonna let y'all even go any further. It's a pretender because right now
we're pretender. I don't even know why we wasted time with his team.
We're trying to really analyze the pretenderness of this team. All right, yo, let's go. Speaking of pretenders, let's go to easy money.
Oh man! Oh, real quick, who did I miss before I jumped on?
You missed, I think, Ryan's team and Oak's team.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna wait for easy money. I'm gonna go to DK. I can't go back to back pretenders. All right, DK. Joel Embiid, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, DeMar DeRozan, Blake Griffin, Marvin Bagley, Lou Will, TJ Warren, DeAndre Jordan, Bojan Bogdanovic, Dennis Schroeder, Cedi Osman, and Markelle Fultz.
Can I go first?
Good.
DK's team is always like a Jones team to me. He's going to be in the playoffs.
Honestly, on the low, man, DK, man, he's like just waiting, knocking on the door to get a chip, man. I love DK's team. I love the
DK's team is like your team, Jones. They always going to be in the playoffs.
Only one thing, he doesn't have a chip. You can't compare.
And the only other thing is DK invests too much in bigs.
Well, I like what he did, man. I like what he did. I consider, honestly, DK a top 4 GM in his league.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I can agree with that. But what I'm saying is he always puts a lot of investment in bigs and he don't concentrate on his guard play. Like last year, Eric Bledsoe was his best guard. This year, Kyle Lowry is his best guard. Like he never puts any onus on trying to get a guard. He don't balance his team out right, but he always has a team that's going to give you problems.
Can you say his weakness is exposed in the playoffs?
Yeah, I can say that.
He made it to the chip last year.
Yeah,
but that was because he got the right playoff schedule. That's what I'll say.
What I'll say is this: based on what he has in his draft, I like what DK did.
Like you said, DK has always been top 4 GM. He's always going to make the playoffs. He's always going to do his thing. It's just, will he ever have enough to get over the hump? But he's definitely a contender.
Yeah,
he's definitely a contender.
Definitely a contender. Long story short, contender.
What you think, Unc?
Contender.
What you think, Lavelle?
Definitely a contender.
Yeah, I think it's a contender, mainly because with DK always draft pretty good. Like he always has a solid draft no matter what. But the thing that makes DK scary is he'll always do a sneaky deal in the middle of the season that puts the team over the top. So like he'll take everything that we're saying, like the constructive criticism with the bigs, but he has a high value team with valuable assets. That all right, you know how many teams need bigs? We just named like 5 teams that bigs is trash.
Definitely.
So he's gonna always be in conversations for a deal because he has multiple bigs that he can say, all right, I got this guy at my disposal. I can get the point guard that I need to balance my team out.
Mm-hmm.
And to piggyback that, he beat me second round of the playoffs last year. And I keep telling him it's because of the fact I didn't have the bigs to match up with his. And he's the reason why I made certain moves that I made this offseason. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, like his bigs. I mean, and I think the type of bigs that he have makes it even like special. Like if he had the same type of bigs, then I'm like, all right, yeah, that's overkill. But the fact that he got Pascal Siakam, who's pretty much going to be the focal point of the offense. Blake Griffin's still the focal point of the offense. Embiid's the focal point of the offense. Then he got Marvin Bagley, who's up and coming. You know what I mean? You still got DeAndre Jordan as a true big to get you your blocks and rebounds. Like he still paired them up. And TJ Warren, I know that's your guy. That's my guy too, DK.
Yeah, that's my guy. I was looking for him.
But TJ Warren gonna be a 20-point scorer in Indiana until Depot get back. And you know what I mean? Like Cedi Osman is sneaky good. Schroeder, I'm on the fence with. Markelle Fultz, I'm on the fence with. I think that was like a homer pick because he had Markelle Fultz sat on him last year.
His rookie year. His rookie year. But that's why I always say about DK is he got the bigs that's going to take him to the playoffs. It's his guards that always end up being the downfall for him. It's the guards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
if he can correct that issue, he's straight.
Like I feel like if DK has to play Unk, he's going to have a problem because Unk has some bigs that can contend. But he has guards that you cannot even try to compete with.
You can't match.
Yeah,
you can't match.
Like the balance of Unk's team could probably give DK fits, but DK would give anybody in the league fits just because of his bigs.
Yeah.
So he's definitely. Hold on, I don't want to disrespect my boy, the best kept secret contender.
Oh, no, he's a contender. He's a contender, no doubt.
Contender all day. All right, so let's go into the M's, Diamond State M's.
I gotta look at.
I really wish my boy was here to talk, man. Like, where you at?
He knew what time it was. He got on the league page earlier and said he was going to be on here, but he ain't. So
yeah, let's get to it then. All right, Kawhi Leonard, Drummond, Mike Conley, CJ McCollum, Julius Randle, Derek Favors, Fred VanVleet, Ricky Rubio, Jeremy Lamb, Kelly Oubre, Larry Nance Jr., Darius Garland, and Tyler Hero. What you think,
I think that I'm tired of him talking about how much that he done hooked me up over the years, that I done put him in good position. So he's a contender, and you're welcome, Heem. Put it like that.
All right. Oh, what you
You're
think?
welcome. But at the end of the day, hold on, let me pick that. At the end of the day, though, some of his back end pieces can be a little stronger. I trust in Heem's knowledge that he'll fix that through the waiver wires, the deals, whatever the case may be. But as far as his core, I think he's solid. The only thing that I look at with Heem's team is going to go as far as Kawhi goes.
What you think? What you think?
He's a contender, but if he depended on Kawhi, he ain't going nowhere. Just that simple, because he on load management, bro.
Well, Doc Rivers said that he ain't gonna play that load management crap, but we'll see what happens.
He will.
I think he will too, but we'll see. I'm
not trusting him. But he's like he like Jones' squad, man. He got a nice squad, but he ain't beating me in the chip. That's all. That's all I'm saying. He didn't win the championship. He can't beat me. I'm not scared of him.
You always gotta make it personal. You always gotta make it personal.
I don't even like my squad. I ain't personal. I'm being real.
You always gotta make it personal.
To beat the man, you got to beat the man, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
That's true.
I mean, but you just taking jabs at everybody's team. He got
the right.
He the champ. He the champ.
Oak can talk as much trash as he wants.
He the champ.
If I was home, I'd show you all my championship belt. But I'm not.
He the champ.
What you think, Val? Contender, pretender, what's up?
Definitely a contender, man. He my man's, man. You know how we do business. He traded me Bam, so good looking out, he.
There you go.
I heard that.
Val with the diplomatic answer every time. He trying to keep his trade his trade partners in check.
Bell playing like the NBA right now with China. Like they just trying to keep that money flowing.
Yeah,
Nah, man.
you know
He
he
got
must
some work on the back end.
We playing chess, man. You know how it go.
Hey, Bell, you China right now, Bell. You just trying to keep that money flowing.
What you think? What you think, Jones? Be real. This your nemesis.
He's a yeah, that is my nemesis. Fuck him, man.
Hey.
I think he's one injury away with Kawhi. First of all, he's a contender. He's a one injury away from Kawhi. And I think he's going to get beat up with the bigs, to be honest with you. Like, if he goes against someone like DK, I don't think he can make him with his current team, the way it's constructed. I don't believe he could get past DK for someone that has two dominant bigs, plus those other, positions that could give you big man stats.
He's doing over here, man.
So he's a contender. He's definitely going to make the playoffs because he's better than the bottom half. But how far of a rank can he make? He's a contender.
Yeah, I think Heem always Heem has a team that like the average person will look at and be like, I ain't really worried about it. And then you'll play him that week and you're in a dogfight and you'll lose 7-4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Heem is a contender because I just know him as a GM. I think
he's a contender. He's a contender.
As a GM, he's always a contender. I think he came in with a solid 5 and he didn't do bad in the draft to build around him. I like the Kelly Oubre pick. I like Oubre from last year. He was a beast.
I gave it to you.
I like the Darius Garland pick too. That was a real sneaky pick. I was looking for him that round too, man.
He a little bitter about that, y'all. Look,
you're damn right. You're damn right. I'm bitter about that. I'm bitter about a couple things, man. Sabonis, Wiggins, and then Garland. You know what I mean? Those are the 3 guys I was targeting a lot. But yeah, I like that. I'm not sure about Larry Nance. I don't know. Like, verdict out. He just never was my guy, so I don't know what he does. I know he does a little bit of everything, but the Ricky Rubio pick, I like that to pair up with Conley. I like the fact that he pairing up Julius Randle with Drummond. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he's a serious contender.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Kawhi is the answer. If Kawhi is healthy, he's a problem, a definite problem. Like,
I think Kawhi might hurt him in the end, though.
That's why I say it all depends on Kawhi. That's why I say it depends on Kawhi.
Yeah, if they have the top 3 seed, locked up, play them.
All right, I think we got 2 teams left. I'm just gonna go into mine.
Don't say me for last.
Yeah, you an easy money. You an easy money. I got you. I'm just gonna get me out the way.
No, do your thing.
All right, Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Jonathan Isaac, Gordon Hayward, Montrezl Harrell, Lonzo Ball, Serge Ibaka, JJ Redick, Rui Hachimura, and Dennis Smith Jr.
Got off the phone before I could cuss him out because of the fact that I am upset that he gave you Cat to pair up with them guys you got. We all know what the Knicks do. We all know Knicks is he gonna be strong coming in. He's a contender every year. He's a trade king, so we know he's gonna make some trades that Cass is gonna be like, wow, like really he pulled that off. Like so at the end of the day, I always say I got my eyes on 2 shining stars, and Knicks is one of them. It is what it is. Knicks is a contender, always has always been, and I model and I'm gonna give you big ups on the podcast, Knicks. I try to model what I do based around what you do. I mean, so I can never take you out that category unless you just fall horrendously like the Miami Dolphins, and I don't know if that happens. It is what it is.
almost fell last year. I tell you that, man. It took a minute to try to build this. Like I knew I wasn't competing with y'all niggas last year, so I had to go this route for this upcoming season. But Vel, what
I
you
know you
think?
was motivated. Man,
Oh
look, we
man,
beat you first round last year, and we
Yeah,
ain't pumping our chest about it because we ain't win the chip. Unc won the chip. Unc won the chip. But we know we beat you first round last year. But guess what? That was a milestone for me. So I already know what your mission was coming in this year.
that ass whooping I took last year made me rethink everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
definitely. That was a good win because I was like, damn, I couldn't compete. No matter how good my guys was like balling, it just wasn't enough. And I'm like, I've never had that team where, you know, by midweek, I'm like, all right, I know this guy gonna come through for me. They just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like my guys was balling, but like I couldn't compete with Bradley Bill, dog. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
But Vel, what you
But he's
think?
definitely a contender. Definitely a contender.
I agree, man. Definitely a contender. I'm real high on your team, man. I like everybody you got on there. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a deal later on down the road. You know what I mean?
You already
I'll
know.
put my bid in now, man.
I got
Yo,
you.
we gotta do some business, man.
What you think, Jones?
Man, you are elite, man. Your name fits you, bro. You what? The only 3 times?
Man,
3-time champ. 5-time champ.
Like 5 times.
No, back to back.
5-time champ.
Yeah, three Pete.
Yeah, 3-time.
Wow.
Only person to win it 3 times in a row, 3-peat, and 5 times overall. So what can I say? You built a great team.
So y'all was happy to see him go out the playoffs, huh?
Yeah.
Hey man, shit. Like going to that matchup, man, I was shook. Like I ain't even know. But by Wednesday, I was like, I think we got him. Like, yeah, but Nux is that dude. Nux is that dude.
Look, I knew we had a problem because I'm like, I think one of your guys had a 5-week. Who had a 5-game week?
Oh,
I think Paul George had 5 weeks.
I was like, I'm done. Like I knew that
I think
from
Paul
the jump.
George had 5 weeks. 5 games, excuse me, not 5 weeks, but 5 games.
Yeah, Paul George had 5 games. I think Luka had 4 and Bill had 4. I'm like, there's no way. I just didn't have enough. So I mean, yeah, that was an eye opener for me, man. I don't have enough. And I could be a man enough to admit it. Like I didn't have enough last year. I told Jones a couple times during the season, like, look, if it don't work out, man, I'm going young.
You did to me. That's what you did.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I just don't like. I knew in December I didn't have enough. I could just be real with you.
I've been sitting here forever.
But
you know what you know with that, Fred, too, I say it's a little bit of irony with that, because at the end of the day, one of the main reasons why we made our run was because the deal me and you had made the season before.
Yeah.
And I acquired Julius Randle. And that was one of the and that was one of the reasons why. So I said, man, it was kind of fitting, but I'm like, you know what? Like, you know, we got lucky, but I told him, I said, man, Fred coming back with a vengeance. Like, don't get it twisted at all. Like, he gonna be right back at the pinnacle where he always is. And like, you came back in the draft with your core unit and you showed what you're trying to do this season. So, I mean, you're definitely a contender and you're one of the most scariest teams in the league.
Always.
We'll see. They still gotta perform. All right, let's go right in. Let's go right into the Monstars real quick. We got the last 2. I'm saving the worst for last, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know.
Okay, I'm with that.
That's the spoiler. All right, so Paul George, Bradley Bill, Luka Doncic, Jeff Teague, Draymond Green, Clint Capella, Terrence Ross, Enes Kanter, Bogdanovich from Sacramento. What's the boy name? Satoransky, Dwight Howard, Tristan Thompson, and DJ Augustine. What you think, Jones?
He's a contender. I like his team, man. I like what he did. I do wish you a whole season of bad luck with Dwight Howard because I had him last year, and that's
Tell him to stay away from them transies, them transformers.
you know what I'm saying? But I was looking.
Hey, we don't want no butt surgeries. We don't want no butt surgeries.
Yeah. But nah, seriously, man. Earn, like, you know, you do your only chip has an asterisk. You know what I'm saying? I will say that, but it's yours. But since then, again, I'm just saying what the league knows.
I'm with you.
I have liked what you did with your team. Honestly, I like Luka. I like Paul George. He just needed to get healthy. I like what you did and how you built around in Saransky if he gets in that starting position, he's going to be a problem.
What you
So
think? What you
he's
think?
definitely a contender.
What you think, Vel?
Oh yeah, definitely a contender, man. Definitely.
All right, I think it's definitely a contender. I mean, coming into the coming into the draft, I think you had one of the strongest teams coming in because you had Paul George, Bradley Beal, Luka. I love the last minute upgrade with Draymond. You know what I mean? I was trying to get you to do that all summer.
Yeah, you were.
But Draymond and Clint Capella, that's a crazy ass duo right there. Like,
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? And then you put Canner around that. Like, Canner's going to be a scoring double-double guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Dwight Howard, Tristan Thompson, those are sneaky sources of blocks, rebounds, and some points. You know what I mean? Like, Tristan Thompson went off last season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
He went off so much, he somebody traded him for Steph Curry, but that's another thing.
We ain't gonna get into JoJo. That's another league. That's another league.
We're getting to that another time. I think the sneaky pickup in the draft, was Jeff Teague. Because I think Jeff Teague with Derrick Rose out of there, you know what I mean? There's really no competition for his minutes. And he always been a great source for assists. So I think you can't get no better than a true point guard than Jeff Teague.
So just send them to me.
Oh shit.
well, the crazy part about it is I honestly was torn between Kyle Lowry and Draymond and Capella. And I chose to keep Draymond and Capella. And so I said, well, if I'm going to get rid of Lowry, what's the possibilities of me replacing Lowry versus one of them other guys? I know Draymond is one of the guys, he's irreplaceable. Yeah. So I said, well, at least if I keep Capella and Draymond, I got two dominant bigs, and I could replace a Kyle Lowry. And in my mind, I'm thinking Eric Bledsoe, D'Angelo Russell, and Jeff Teague. Mm-hmm. Jeff Teague was the only one that I was going to get a bang for my buck because he was the only one I was going to be able to get in probably the round that I got him in. Mm-hmm. And so it worked out for me. So all I did was trade off Lowry for Teague. So it kind of worked out for me. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of happy with the squad. I think we contenders. I still think we got some shoring up to do on the back end. As the course of the season goes, we'll figure out where we at and what we need. But I think we right there. We just got to take that next step and get the next couple pieces to make it, to where we're trying to go, which ultimately is win the chip.
Got you. So we got a unanimous contender. Now for the final, I'm just gonna
easy money loss.
I'm gonna put this up here right now.
Yeah, put it up there. Easy money loss.
All right, so sorry, Kev. All right, let's just get with it, man. Mitchell Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson Jr., Tobias Harris.
So horrible.
I mean, it's solid though. Buddy Hill.
I'm only playing. Go ahead.
Buddy Hill, and this is where it kind of falls. Robert Covington's on the cusp. Jared Allen, Marcus Smart, DeLon Wright, Rudy Gay, Mikal Bridges, and Alex Len. If I had the poop emoji, I would put it up.
After his first 6, he horrible.
Yeah, his back end terrible.
He's back in. Yep. It's on the back end.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the back end.
I don't know why he took Mitchell Robinson second, man. I understand the hype around and what he does, but he's not going to give him. He's going to give him a shitload of blocks.
He's so unknown that I'm not taking him that high if he's that unknown.
Not that high, no.
Well, I think going off the rankings because he's
Yahoo's funny style with some of the rankings because
they
go off.
Thing, just a tad bit, a little key. Yahoo rankings is for 9 categories, not 11.
Exactly.
We have 11.
And also, too, ESPN rankings is for like 8 categories.
Yeah. So if that's what you're going off of, yeah, you got the team. But I don't think he prepared for it.
Yeah, it didn't matter what rankings is what. I'm not taking Mitchell Robinson that early. I don't give a shit if he's
hell no.
Let me look at what you did in the league.
Yeah, like if you couldn't even take DeAndre Jordan's spot last year.
Right.
I definitely think he's gonna ball out this year. He's gonna have a good season. But Yahoo did the same thing with Jared Allen last year. Remember they had Jared
the thing is, you can expect him to ball out, Fred, but is he going to return second, third round value?
But
Hell no.
I can't say that is his boy. He liked him. He was high on him last year. Remember, he had him at the end of the year. So I remember in the chat I said, "Is Mitchell Robinson going second?"
So maybe he got what he wanted.
That's it. Maybe he looking for him as a keeper for the future.
I mean, I definitely like I like Trey Young. I like Jaren Jackson. I think, but they're like 2 to 3 seasons away from being like dominant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think Trey Young's gonna be nice this year. Like he's gonna be a beast. But I'm thinking like dominant wise, like where it's like, all right, he's a stud. Like 3 seasons. Buddy Hill is solid. But I mean, Jimmy Butler's nice, but I'm not sold on Jimmy Butler's health.
Yeah.
Ever. Like I know he's gonna ball out of Miami. I know he's gonna put up a lot of good numbers, but to me, like, I mean, I'm not even gonna go back and forth. His team sucks. I'm not even trying to be nice, man. Like, you know, I like Kev. That's my people's, but you know, his team's trash. And I would tell him. So I mean, he gonna see it maybe.
You just don't.
Well,
You can't even justify this. Like once I say Robert Covington, everything else from down there.
Until he does that, he's a pretender.
Jared Allen, Marcus Smart, DeLon Wright, Rudy Gay, Mikal Bridges, Alex Lynn. Like
there's a lot of unknowns. And for one, you can't. Who you want to put on? Who can you put up Alex Lynn against as a big? Like that's like your main big.
Yeah, like I'm looking at it like
he haven't proven anything. It's better bigs on the waiver wire. Let's keep it 100.
It is.
Oh, I'm about to go search that joint real quick.
Go ahead, drop who I want you to drop. Go ahead.
Who you want me to drop?
I ain't
What
telling
you
you.
looking for?
We playing Go Fish.
Yeah, so we're gonna end on that pretender note. Yeah, I think Kev, you gotta.
Do you think he can make the playoffs?
Hell no. Hell emphatically no. Like that nigga is not making the damn playoffs.
If you make deals,
I don't see Kev. I don't think people are patient enough to negotiate with Kev. Because it's like it's one thing when you know that this guy wants to get the complete lion's share of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I mean, Kevin do a deal. Kevin do a deal. Don't get me wrong, but you got to really, really wear him down and like keep sending offers and stuff like that. He might send you something that surprise you. So I mean, he might. I mean, never say never because he did make the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he made it with almost a losing record.
Man, this keeper league is just different, though, man. I'm This thing's different, man.
Well, explain how it's different, bro.
I mean, it's really like because because it's like really having your team. You know what I mean? You keep 5, then everybody go back up in the pot, and then you got to try to get who you can get to fit your team, to fit your mold. And it ain't always that easy because of the way the draft picks fall, and you know what I mean, who's out there.
I'll give you a secret. Fred won in a span of 7 years, 5 championships in this league. That's how in between that time, I ended up Harding and the Greek Freak.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm where I'm at now because Fred was winning, but I built my young talent. So it's not hard. It's just how the approach. Now, if you come in, you're going to make the playoffs. If you're going to do deals, but then you just got to make sure you build it around the right people.
Right.
Point blank.
Yeah, just know it's a marathon, man. Like even if you don't win this year, you still got like something to look forward to, and you still got to look at your pieces and say, who should I come into next year with? You know what I mean? So it's a marathon, man. You'll be all right. You wouldn't be in the league if I didn't think you could catch on.
It's fun, bro. It's like you know what I'm saying? We're building our team. Like you got to break up Harding and the Greek Freak. No, I had them since pups.
Right. But see, when I when I drafted this year, it was just like players like I probably wanted to get, some of them was already keepers or they were already going. So I was just like, God dang, like, wait a minute.
But that
You know
doesn't
what I
mean
mean?
you can't get them through a trade.
Yeah, I mean, some people might. I mean, to be honest with you, like if you was to entertain getting rid of LeBron or Curry, you'll get something.
Yeah,
The
you get
problem,
something you want.
the problem is that you got older players that are still highly ranked. You know
Right,
what I mean? So LeBron and Curry are still first round guys, even though they're older.
right.
So whereas before you probably could have got a first and second round pick if you had like other pieces.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So you might say this year, if things ain't going right, all right, let me see what I could get for LeBron to a team that's trying to win now.
Yeah,
And pick
exactly.
up some draft picks.
Yeah, and then you could get, some young players or
Might get a cat. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing a name out there.
I
He's
don't,
Right.
still,
I don't know about Cat.
He ain't gonna do that.
I'm just saying, you might get a Trae Young.
Yeah, I mean, possibly because I think your boy loves Trae Young. But yeah, you could definitely get something like that.
Gotcha.
You gotta look at somebody like, I mean, I don't know what Heem's situation is with Kawhi, but if LeBron James go off and he's killing it, you could probably move, LeBron for somebody that's trying to win now. Like he wants to win now.
Gotcha.
He ain't waiting. He ain't waiting for no dynasty. He ain't waiting for no 3-year plan. He already said it. Look, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to win. So when people are trying to win now, Unc wants to win now.
I mean, I do too. I mean, why wouldn't we?
Exactly. I mean, but some people know they're not going to win. So the good thing is like the real league. All right, I could build around my team, and in 3 seasons, I'm going to be a problem, and I could dominate the league for the next 5 seasons.
I know I need a better one. I know I need a stronger big though, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying as opposed to trying to win right now, you can say, look, if I build around these 3 guys that I got, I'm going to win and be solid for the next 5 seasons.
Gotcha.
And we're not saying don't try to win the chip.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody wants to win.
But you know your limits of your team compared. Once you start looking in and tracking these stats and you see the stats across the board, you don't see where you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna see how it plays out. The team I took over though, they didn't even make the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah. Yo, hold up. Yo, we gonna sign off, but we gonna still talk though offline.
Right.
All right, yo, we signing off, yo.